My dear friends, my wife recently made me watch a Netflix production, the miniseries Midnight Mass, and I want to tell you about it because it's good. So real briefly, Midnight Mass, what is this thing about? A small island fishing town gets infiltrated by a vampire and his agents, and hijinks ensue. So that's the very brief version of it. And I'm not going to go into too much more detail on the individual elements of that story, because over the span of 7 episodes, series creator Mike Flanagan tells a story that starts off just a little bit slow, but does necessary world building and character introductions. And by episode 3, starts to pay off. And when it starts paying off, everything you endured for the past 2 hours, which aren't unenjoyable, don't get me wrong, really start paying off and things escalate. It's quite an experience. So if you're interested in vampires infiltrating a local Catholic church and creating trouble in a small town, but there's more than just the concept that I think should sell you on this thing. When it comes to acting performances, they're generally very good. I think there's only like 1 weak performer in the group, but holy crap, the priest played by Hamish Linklater, the character you're going to spend most of the time in the series with, that dude is amazing. I want to now go see other stuff he's done to see if he's churned out performances like this, because holy crap, that will make a fan out of you just watching this guy deliver. His performance was nuanced, it had subtleties, it was rich, it had overt action to it, and this guy can deliver a sermon. So me and the wife were both very much converted Hamish Linklater fans. And the other real guilty pleasure performance out of this series, oh man, so darkly comedic, is the character Bev, portrayed by Samantha Sloyan. She is such a cunt, but she is so good at it. Her sense of timing and intensity are amazing. While the series doesn't have a whole lot of openly comedic elements to it, when something really awful happens on screen, she gets this just intense, biting, derogatory, browbeating monologue she gets to deliver, and oh, it's fattening. It is so good. The writing is generally excellent. The pacing is really good. It looks great. There is at least one incredibly haunting and unfortunately recurring trauma sequence for one of the main characters that will probably burn itself into your memory, so you'll get to enjoy that too every time you try to go to sleep. The story's got good twists and turns. There's character development across the board. Characters you start off hating, you might find yourself very sad about what happens to them. Characters you start off liking, you might really despise by the end, but it all makes sense in the context of the story. Now, one thing that Netflix productions are usually accused of are crowbarring in as much woke bullcrap as they can in the name of tokenism and diversity. And in the first episode, you may see a few elements of that pop up. But as someone who pays attention to that kind of thing, trust me, it's going to be okay. And all the things that look like tokenism that hit you in the first episode are important for story reasons, and they do pay off. So this isn't DEI for the sake of DEI. No. These things do have heft and weight in the story, which is fine. We've always been for good storytelling, no matter what elements you need to use to do it. We just want them to be important if you're going to deviate from the norm. In a small, dying fishing community, generally homogenous in the United States. But here it's okay. And the vampire is super cool. You're going to like this guy. And as a longtime fan of the Vampire the Masquerade role-playing game, I find myself giving armchair general advice to the characters on screen of, oh, that's not how you do it. You should do it this way and that way. One weakness that I do identify, and my wife agrees with, is that 2 of the main characters that you spend a lot of time with start off as not very likable, and they mostly stay that way. Now, it is important for them to be there and for the characters to develop how they do and for them to contribute to the story in the ways that they are designed to, but it's hard to feel bad for them, and so to invest in their characters. And if you've ever found yourself wishing that you could find a Tom Skerritt impersonator, this is a show for you, and you will know exactly what I mean the moment he comes on screen. It's a very entertaining, dark show. I think you'll enjoy it. Give Midnight Mass a try. But whatever you do, don't find a copy of Midnight Mass from 2003 and watch that. That is atrocious, and your eyeballs will never forgive you for it.